Welcome to LA Art TV's documentary titled Woman for President. Let's jump into the most exciting scene yet, our live discussion where we delve into the subject that's on your mind. Join us on camera as women and men passionately debate the urgent need for America to elect a woman president. What's your take on this pivotal issue?
Everyone, there's a big question going around, and the question is, should women be considered to be a president of a country? Well, I think that women can do just about anything. I think that we are in a new day and time in America and around the world where women are showing that they have the ability, they're willing to do the research, go the further, I guess you could say further in terms of the educational aspect, to learn a little bit more about international policy, about international affairs, and to just be more interested about what's going on around our world, not just in the United States. So I just say yes, I do think it's possible for a woman to eventually be a president of a country, because we have some countries that already have women as their president.
First of all, absolutely. We need a woman for president because these men are taking away our reproductive rights and it is not okay. We need health care for everybody and these men are just messing it up. Woman for president. I'm done.
Woman for president? My thought? Yes.
I think that anyone that's qualified for the position of president should be able to be president. I think that the patriarchy has played a big role in structuring our society, and I think that people think that women may not be as qualified for the position due to stereotypes and whatnot, but I think, in all honesty, if someone is fit for the position, they should be able to take that role.
Mrs. Claudia Sheinbaum is the new president of Mexico. Is a super smart new leader. She is not driven by ideology, but by evidence.
I'm all here for a woman president. I mean, we're capable of doing anything like a man can, so why not?
For president? And I would say yes. I think we're long overdue. We don't even have enough women in Congress.
Woman for president? What is your thought? Well, my thought, it depends very much on the woman, just like it depends very much on the man. A well-qualified woman could very well be the president of the United States or the leader of any other country, as many now have been.
And my thought is, why not? We haven't tried it yet, and things don't seem to be going great, so why not a woman? I mean, let's go for it.
For president, it's about time. It's about time.
I think we need to have a president that stands up for women's rights. I think we need to have a president that should care about the health and well-being of women and girls, all women and girls everywhere. Whether or not that person is a woman, I don't know. I've heard of Margaret Thatcher. I'm not sure that's the thing that makes a difference, but you know what makes a difference.
Women for president, I think that would be a great idea. Women have a lot of insight to bring to the world. So I would love to see a woman president.
Women should be president because women are more functional. We can be more rational into certain things.
I think that because there hasn't been a woman yet as president in our history, I think it would be awesome if that did happen. But honestly, at the end of the day, it's just important if you get the right person for the job, whether it be a woman or man or whoever they are. If they're right for the job, then that should be it. Doesn't matter what gender they are.
A woman for president, what is you thought?
I think that a woman for president would be really good. I mean, I don't see why. I find it shocking that we actually haven't had one thus far.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Hillary Clinton had a really good shot back in 2016, but really there should just be more diverse candidates inside the primary process, because having two old white guys every single year is not exactly the best. But
I mean, I would love it if a woman was president. Give women a shot. I don't think men have been doing a very good job so far. So
don't think being president of the United States is like the most feminist role, considering how much empire and violence that we portray as a country. So if a woman wants to be president, I don't think that that's very much a feminist move, because it's inciting violence. That's my point of view.
My thought is that I think a woman could do a fine job as a president. However, not every woman could do a fine job. So neither could every man do a fine job, as we've seen. So I'm all for having a woman for president, and I think it should happen soon.
Woman for president, what is your thought? Absolutely, I see no reason why not. I think we're in a point in our country where we just need somebody who has media literacy, somebody who has decent foreign policies, somebody who actually cares about people. I had the pleasure of meeting Marianne Williamson, seeing her speak over the last, couple years, but really the last several months. It's been really inspiring. She cares about humans, not just Americans, and I think that's a focus that needs to be brought out. I have absolutely no problem with a woman or non-binary or trans or man for president. It really just comes down to, can they do the job?
So woman for president, what are my thoughts on it? It's kind of a no-brainer, obviously. Yes, there should be women for president. I mean, end of story.
It's about time, number one, because women are extremely strong-willed. Not only strong-willed, but strong in general.
I think our country needs some mothering, and a lot of times people, even just think of like mother figures versus father figures in your life. A lot of times people think of like father as being the leader, the one who is instigating discipline, but I think that right now our country needs some love and nurturing, which I think is primarily what women is what's our strong suit. And there's so much division in our country, and I really think that if we had a woman who is maybe more sympathetic and more accepting of other people's opinions and different, circumstances, because I think that as women, we have definitely experienced different things than men have, and I think that makes us able to relate to a lot of people from different backgrounds more easily.
Finland's Prime Minister, Sanna Marin. She was raised by 2 female parents. Among other jobs, she worked in a bakery, and she was famous for making her heart-shaped croissant.
Women for president, what is your thought? My thought is yes.
Women for president, what are my thoughts? I think that would be great for the country. I think we're all ready for it. Hopefully we can make it happen soon.
I think about a woman for president. I think about myself. I think about the future. I think about what my kid will see when he grows up. And I think it's super important because this goes beyond the way that we were raised. It goes beyond the normal, traditional, patriarchal way that we were all brought up. I think there's a lot of things that we really need to consider when it comes to politics, when it comes to religion, when it comes to equality. And for me, when I think of a woman as president, I want her to look like me. I want her to mirror myself. I want her to look like my family, the people who I grew up with, and I want her to stand for exactly what I stand for. So I'm here for it.
It would mean a world with more compassion. It would mean a world with more nurturing. There would be care for all people in the world.
Woman for president, why hasn't it happened already? I feel like it's been a long time coming, and women have been here the whole time. So,
It's not only a gender issue. Women, it depends what type of woman, what is the ideology of that woman, what does this woman wants to do, because just saying women by itself, then anybody could be somebody who doesn't have any idea what they're doing and or want to exploit people. So just the gender, it's not enough.
Question is, a woman for president, what's your thought? I think that's an outrageous question. Why are we even asking that? Who the heck would say that we shouldn't have something like that? It would be a ridiculously misogynistic point of view to even ask the question to some degree.
Now, let's talk about this undisputed woman go-getter, Angela Merkel. She served as Germany's chancellor from 2005 to 2021. Once equipped as a chemist, she said this, get this, "I can finally complete the recipe for a love potion for the whole world that they need so badly. And it will be mandatory under NATO for the whole world to drink this potion."
Who wants to taste the potion? Molly wants potion too. She wants love potion.
think if it ever comes down to a choice of who you're voting for and you think they're both equally qualified and would do a good job, just pick the woman. Naturally, it should be, we need to get a chance. It's completely unfair how our government is set up, and there's hardly any women in the government at all.
I believe a woman for president is an excellent idea. Obviously, women have so much strength and so much capability, and we have been in training for a long time. And I think you will see very, very recently, maybe not this next election cycle, but at least in the one following it, you will see a woman for president. You will see America galvanize behind her. You will see them see her leadership and her strength, and you will see her lead us into a better, brighter day for Americans all over. You will see her unify us as a country. You will see her display America's strength on a global stage. You will see her show compassion for the lowliest of those, and you will see her show leadership for those of us who need to be led.
I think it is important for women to be president, to have more representation, and to have someone represent interests and speak for women as a woman.
Of course, as a woman, I would love to see a female at the helm, but for many other reasons, in that I think women have a broader perspective about social issues and about many concerns having to do with humanity, our climate, our earth. Women are the child rearers, they're the child bearers, and I think something about that connects and grounds us. Listen, it's Mother Nature for a reason. So, to answer that question, absolutely. I think that women are able to build relationships and are able to work in teams and as parts of groups, but also be powerful leaders.
I would absolutely love it for a woman to be president. But of course, the caveat is I would love for her to be qualified, but unfortunately I'm doubtful that it will happen anytime soon. But it's something that I think is really important. But with the current rules and laws and regulations happening in some more of these conservative states, it shows that there's a big swath of people who are happy with women being stuck at home, whether they choose to or not. And that might hinder the aspect of a woman for president.
A woman for president, what is your thoughts? Well, of course, we think a woman should be president. Yes. I mean, what's not to love about a woman president? And the men have certainly completely messed things up. So my feeling is hell yes to a woman being president.
If this is the question you're asking me, I say, of course, yes, because first off, why not? I mean, we've had men in this country for presidents for like a billion years. So yes, about damn time probably is better my answer. But I'm not sure why they would want the position, because they're obviously way smarter than men. So why the hell would you want that position in the first place? But yes, I fully support it. But it is a strange. I think it also brings apart the point, like when you ask that question, you also ask the question, why hasn't there been a woman before?
I mean, I think it's about time that a woman takes over. At the same time, I think that the most important thing is that whoever is our next president is qualified and is able to really kind of bring out what's important and kind of speak for the people rather than their own agendas.
My thought is that, of course, there have been hundreds and hundreds of years with male candidates and male presidents, and I think it's truly the time for women to reclaim the space, the political space, the social space.
A woman for president. I think about how our environment is so in need of a feminine touch. I think about how women are the gatekeepers of the future and how we birth the children, and that we think about our children and our children's children and our children's children's children and beyond that. It's not about capitalism, it's not about money, it's about sustainability. And only a woman can come from that, because we are the homemakers. We are the grounding roots that allow for our families to thrive, for our country to thrive. We have built this country on the backs of us.
My thought is that a woman for president would be a fabulous idea.
It would be better for everyone.
President, yes. I think women are very cool and they are very nice and they have contributed a lot to society. I respect women a lot.
A society that some people are afraid to see a woman move up further because she is a woman. And I think it could be achievable. It could happen. You know, you just have to have an open mind and make sure and really think if this individual, because she's a woman, is doing the right thing for the country. So the sky's the limit.
I think that a woman should definitely be president because we've had enough men coming in and out, and now it's time for a woman.
Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, a prominent figure among feminist women. Last year, she announced, "I'm divorcing my husband, Andrea Giberoni, after he was exposed on TV to all Italians for harassing female colleagues, and even propositioned one for a ménage à trois, or a foursome." What is foursome? This is a ménage trois plus one.
My thought is, yeah, why hasn't it happened yet? And absolutely, we need a big and bold and beautiful change in this world, and I really think that a woman could deliver.
Woman for president, absolutely. I think that this country would benefit from having a woman president because women don't create wars. Women stop wars because women are mothers and women care about this earth, and this earth is a woman. This earth has birthed countries, it's birthed people, it's birthed animals, it's birthed life. So women create life. I think a woman president would create life and keep this planet going.
I would be interested in a woman for president, but I haven't been interested in any of the women who have volunteered themselves so far. Yeah, I mean, I'd be curious about it. I'm not blind. I won't say a woman just for woman's sake. I'm much more interested in rank control.
Women for president? I think the next president of the United States should be a woman because we're more protective, intellectual, and organized.
Question of a woman for president? I think it's high time. Like, we've had women leaders in so many other places, and they certainly haven't done any worse than the men that have been leading us for like thousands of years. So I'd say give them a chance.
Thought is that the state of the world is looking really dire, and we could use the softness, the leadership of a woman, of a femme person. We could also use a full dismantling of the systems that be and a reconstruction. I think that would be a beautiful thing to be led by a woman.
Women for president, yes.
That is possible.
And overdue. That's all I have to say. It's just overdue. Why not? And why hasn't there been?
Women have all the qualities that are required to be a president.
I would love to see a woman in the White House, but it has to be the right woman. We actually need the right person in the White House. Somebody who can bring this country back together, stop all of the hate, stop all of the fighting. I think a woman is more likely to do that than a man, but again, it really needs to be the right woman.
I'm from Mexico. We're going to have a woman for president. We can vote for one woman or another woman, so one woman will win.
Woman for president, what is your thought? I thought it would be amazing to finally see a woman leading the country.
Woman for president, I am totally on board with that. I think a woman would make a better leader, not only because of her wits and her might, but also I think collectively a woman has a better sense of how to rule.
We're behind time here. It's about time that the United States is led by a woman, and I don't know why it hasn't happened before. And it would make a world of a difference to have a female at the lead.
Woman for president, what is my thought about it? I think it's incredible that the feminine energy can now also be equal to masculine energy and rule with heart, with love, with compassion for all of humanity.
I give my 2 cents about why I think a woman should be president. Obviously, the U.S. has never had a female president before, and there's many other countries in the world that have had very successful successful female leaders. I feel like women are long overdue in this capacity. They are capable, they are intelligent, they have empathy, and they can definitely lead our country in all ways that we need right now. So now more than ever, we need female leadership and we need a female president.
There are more women in the world than there are men, or at least in the United States, and percentage-wise, the president should represent that. We should have equal representation for women in office as men.
I think a woman for president would do a much better job. Like this piece says, it's hard to be a woman, and that's why women are overqualified to run a country and deal with all the shit that involves.
I think women are very diplomatic as well, and they can bring a good sense of harmony to the table. They do say that a good king or ruler has always had a queen next to him to give him the most informed decisions. So I think compared to a man, there's nothing stopping a woman from being powerful or positively influential.
I think a woman could really make a wonderful president. There are some women who are extremely serious. I'm French, and we never had a woman for president, but I know the country wouldn't mind at all in France to have a woman becoming president for the country.
Denmark Prime Minister Mrs. Mette Frederiksen. When time allows, she collaborates with her husband, movie director Bo Thunberg. The speculation arises that she might start as ever first president in his film.
Of course a woman should be a president. The world would be so much better off if we had somebody with empathy and making the right decisions for our world and our planet. I mean, please, let's have a woman for president.
24, and I do think it's time that we have a woman president. Women are so much more level-headed. You know how they say men work in departments and women have a spaghetti brain because they can handle so many things at once? That is a good reason why women should be president. I think they definitely will think before they act, and men have a hard time with doing that because that's why there's so many wars. I think we'd have less wars if we had a woman as a president.
Women for president, I think that'd be a fabulous thing. Go power.
We've had a history of just male presidents, and look where we are in 2024. And to think where we may be at the end of 2024 is very scary. So let's just bring in a woman for president for our future, and I think it will be much more of an optimistic future in every way. Plus, we know women can handle everything. We multitask daily, 1,000 things every day. Most men cannot do.
A woman for president? Yes, I think so. I think it's about time. For a progressive country, we are behind because there's other countries around the world, even in Africa, that they've been where they have women as their president. So I don't see why not. Women are always the one behind the men, guiding them, giving them advice.
President be a woman, and my answer to that is absolutely yes. I think it's time for a new type of leadership, and it's been documented that whenever women are in leadership, everyone benefits from it. And I think it's okay to, have the guys have a seat for a while, let a woman take charge, and let's see where it gets us.
Well, first
first of all, there hasn't been one, and we need change. We need another perspective. We need somebody that gets half of the United States, which are women, and so we need to bring freedom and liberty and equality and diversity to the government. And so definitely bringing a woman into power would help that.
My thought is a woman would definitely be a great president, because in this time of so much conflict and war, I think that she could help us get out of conflicts. She would not lead us into conflicts, and I think the world would be a much more peaceful place if women ruled it.
A woman for president, comparing her to a man. A woman for a president, definitely yes. I